Okay, so this video is gonna establish what went wrong in the second game of your guys' in-houses and what you guys should have done a little bit better when it came to this team fight, especially the team fight that detrimentally turned the game around and put you guys on the losing side of things rather than the winning. And we're gonna start with the comms, and then we're gonna try and roll around to team fight positioning and what should have happened instead of what happened. So to get into that, we're gonna hear Georgie start off, not Georgie, Banana start off and say that she is too weak, or she just started building thieves. She needs to sit in a lane and build them because a guardian with just no stacks just has health and doesn't really have any protections until she gets stacks online. So she's really, really weak, and she does call that and she does point that out. But instead of listening to that call and insisting that call um, should have been followed, we went and we did something complete opposite, the complete opposite, and that you guys kind of got punished for it.
Get out of there.
So you'll hear it in a second.
Alright,
Good
remember
call.
I'm building themes. I'm just starting to
I'm
stack.
rotating, I'm
gonna
rotating.
need to chill in a lane for a little
I'm
while.
going to
think I
deep
live.
rotation here. I'm looking at Zeus.
Hui makes a rotation after clearing the wave. That's fine.
You dash taunt?
He's too far for me to taunt.
Too far to taunt.
Oh, look out for Odin. His ult's
Okay.
down though. I mean, you can
Okay.
jump out of it, so don't worry about that.
So we currently have 4 people sitting in mid lane. 3 of them really healthy. Athena's not healthy. The call should have been anything that you were looking to fight for, whether it be for T1 tower mid or Pyromancer. Athena should have backed and teleported in because she had that option available. Um, I think the call for Pyromancer 12 minutes in the game is pointless. Pyromancer doesn't do anything for you guys other than give you a movement speed buff. It gives you 150 gold, but T1 Tower gives you just as much gold, if not a little bit less. But it's a permanent objective that you remove from the map and that you're fully capable of fighting for. Um, or alternatively,
Ullr's incoming.
yeah, you could spot Uller coming. You could set up an ambush right around red buff. Uh, after who you shows face in mid, Uller's naturally going to want to rotate.
Ullr's at red.
And so instead of being here, you could be looking to invade red. Instead, getting a pick, getting T1 tower, and then go for Pyromancer after that.
Let's look for a Pyromancer.
Alright.
So we're looking for a Pyromancer just straight
I
up.
have a ward on it though, but I can de-ward.
Warded. So they have a ward on it. So what that tells me is that left jungle is currently heavily warded. Because if there's a ward readily available on Pyromancer, there's probably going to be wards readily available everywhere else. You guys as a team have 3 wards on the map, 2 of which, by the way, are the supports. Actually, no, you have 3 wards on the map, one of which is the oracles. So currently your support has the only wards on the map right now, 12 minutes into the game. We looked at the ward stats, and solo and support had 6 wards, so they had their coverage covered for mostly the entire game. And then you have everyone else who's sitting back with 2 wards, which is a problem. And there's no wards over here, and we're looking to push for an objective with 0 vision at all, especially since you have Mercury, who has a global ultimate, well, semi-global ultimate, and then you have an Odin who benefits off of flanking and getting a surprise or getting ults off, and then you have the Zeus that combos off of that. So you guys just got completely fucked there with vision, and that caused you a lot of positioning problems.
It's fine. We win the fight if they contest us.
Please jump us down.
Zeus still might have ult though.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah,
now we threw a ward down there, got counter warded, but before they counter warded, you saw the information you gained from them counter warding that is that Zeus was right there, Odin was right there, Geb was right there. They're all right there because they were all on that ward. Even though it was cleared, you guys gained the vision in time for you to see that happening. So you guys are going to
Zeus
pull
is really weak.
Pyromancer.
Somebody needs his own.
So now you got to naturally think, we're pulling the Pyromancer down here towards the lower right-hand corner, lower left-hand corner, or whatever direction you're going to see. You're pulling it towards your base. Whenever you pull an objective and you pull it this direction, or you pull Gold Fury the opposite direction towards your base, they're going to always know where you're positioned, and it's going to be super easy to steal an objective like that, right? But the call was to bait. You guys weren't looking to get it, but at the same time, no one was zoning. Um, Mostly because Athena was weak and Ganesha can't zone because he has no protections, which causes a problem. You guys shouldn't be pulling for an objective if you have no vision. You guys have no vision on where they're at right now. If Athena would have been zoning, she would have gained vision on Odin coming on the backside, and then you would have had vision on um, the Zeus coming in and the Geb coming in. So that by itself, not having a zoning tool when it comes to pushing down objectives, probably like Pyromancer, Gold Fury, Fire Giant, is a huge issue. And the reason why he's not zoning right now is because he's not healthy. But to counter that, Athena should have utilized the tool of teleporting and should have came back healthy before you guys would have started any noise. Because currently we're right now sitting in left jungle with zero coverage at all. So we could have anyone coming from any direction and anywhere at any time, and that causes you guys to have poor positioning, and you guys die and get punished for it.
Back out.
Yeah, Zeus is gonna.
Zeus is really weak.
Can we taunt the Geb?
Okay, one call was to back out, and then the other call was for Athena to taunt the Geb, so we're not on the same page.
Right,
Geb's
Odin
really
and Uber
weak.
on the right. Careful.
Odin and them are on the right. That should have been spotted by zoning or a ward coming from down here, a defensive ward, right next to your lane. No ward being there means you couldn't spot Zeus being there. You guys get blown up for it. Okay, something I want to talk about. Georgie died, and he died being in like a bad spot. Like there's no reason why you should be that forward when Raijin as a god can do damage from a farther away range. So you guys stacking up like that meant that they could throw out damage to multiple targets at the same time, and people are just gonna die for it. And like there's just no reason for a Raijin to be that far up when he can just deal the same amount of damage from farther back. You just got to utilize the character's strengths. Like it's just like the ADC. If an ADC is being at melee range for his autos, like if you're a Cernanos, it makes sense because you're utilizing his passive. But if you're a god like Hu Yi, who's literally long range, there's no reason why you should be up close using your autos at a closer distance when you can do the same exact amount of damage from farther away. And that's a positioning problem from Raijin right there because he should have been farther away, maybe even behind the Fire Giant pit, to where that you would have been dealing damage over the wall instead of in the line of fire of everything, and that's why you get blown up for it.
Alright. Odin trap.
Okay, at this point, you guys should have been backing out. The whole reason why you guys should have been backing out is because you guys had 3 people up, and you had Athena literally at like 20% HP. Athena was not in the capacity to fight at all. Literally died to like 2 of Merc's autos after getting 3'd from him. And so Athena dies, and then that leaves a untanky Ganesh to fight. That leaves a Achilles who is Achilles, he's fine, like he's pretty tanky, he does a lot of damage. He does get a pick, but that leaves you guys to fight a 3v5. Uller doesn't have an ultimate, but from that fight, Zeus didn't ult. You didn't see a Zeus ult. You didn't see I don't think you saw a Geb ult, and then you didn't see a Mercury ult. So they have 3 ultimates currently. No, actually I don't think Odin ulted either. Did Odin ult?
No.
No, Odin's ult was down. So you guys, like Odin's ult comes up very, very quickly. So with 4 of you guys, well, 4 of their ults potentially being up because none of them were being used, why are we looking to fight a 3.20, like 20% HP fight when they're literally potentially rolling on top of 4 ultimates right now to just fuck up the rest of your guys' day? The call should have been, we're not healthy. We have no ults up besides Ganesh. Ganesh isn't tanky. We just don't have the capacity to do anything with Raijin being dead. Good
Alright, Geb in
kill.
the back.
Nice.
Back out.
try.
We got to pick. Get out. But you guys kept pushing forward. Zeus utilizes his kit to attack you in the jungle or like just cut off corridors. He uses his ulti. Knock up from Geb. Geb
character
doesn't
just, like-
ult. Odin just ulted the Achilles. That's why Achilles dies.
Stopped and like wiggled for like a good 10 seconds.
Oh.
Mercury ults.
Oh no.
We got my blink off,
Okay.
but barely my blink covered.
So Gab didn't ult because he didn't have ult. Odin ulted. Merc ulted. Zeus ulted. So just like I explained, they had ult advantage because none of their ults went off. So the second that Raijin should have died, like freelance just without any ultimates, and Athena was weak like that, the call should have been to get out, and there's no reason to be fighting this anymore. Achilles got a pick. That's fine, but no one said back out. So Achilles, in his mind, was like, okay, let's fight. And then Achilles ends up dying for it after getting a pick due to Odin ult, and you guys end up wiping because no one's on the same page. So
Over the wall.
Those harpies are actually going to kill you.
Oh no,
team wipes. They get Fire Giant, and from there
that wasn't good.
it's pretty much the game. So that's what you guys all did wrong in that fight. The call to do Pyromancer wasn't the call without zoning and without Athena being healthy. And then Raijin shouldn't have been that close up doing damage. You guys shouldn't have been fighting after the fact that Raijin got picked and all their ultimates were still on the table because they literally used none of them. So that's, and then the call for not backing out and Achilles getting picked because in his mind it was just a fight, and no one was, just like I said, no one was on the same page. So that's all for that one.